Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Kitchen Table Magic, where I showcase 60 card decks that are fun to play and fun to buy. I'm your host, and also an unashamed weeb, Aiden. This week, we have a deck based on the new standard that is coming out just later this month, if you're watching this when it comes out. In that set, we're going to have a rotation for the first time in 2 years, and it's going to be the first 3-year standard rotation, so very exciting. With that, hopefully we'll have a period of adjustment where you can get away with some more jank that you might not be able to before. So if you like this deck, I would recommend trying it out right away, because this deck is rotation proof with a caveat, which I'll go over later. This week, we are playing a very overlooked tribe, at least in Standard, in Rats, or as I like to call them, Mice but Fun. Mice have had their time in Standard where they were absolutely dominant, and now with the bans, they are almost non-existent, at least as far as I've played, so let's see if Rats can shine. So this deck is based around Rats, of course. Specifically, we're trying to focus on Rats that get some value if they get removed or go to the graveyard, possibly by our own methods. Persistent Marshstalker can come back from the graveyard. Innocuous Rat manifests Dread when it dies, which is quite a good card for this deck. And Desperate Measures lets us put our own Rats or our own tokens into the graveyard in order to draw cards. We also have Gnawing Vermin to help us mill ourselves out to get that threshold for Shoreline Looter to draw us cards, and for Persistent Marshstalker to actually come back. On the upper end, we've got Lord Skitter to help deal with graveyards, which is very helpful in the current meta, which is still in fluctuation after the bans. And we have Wick the World Mind to give us a little bit of edge against the longer, more control-y decks. The letting us sacrifice a snail to deal damage and draw cards can be very helpful, and in order to activate that ability, we actually have a little bit of red in the mana base. Vren, I'm not 100% sure if this card is good. It has potential, but also could just die. I only run one copy, giving it a shot. If it performs well in the games, you should definitely add more of it. And if you're particularly sharp-eyed, you may have noticed that we have Karumonix the Rat King. Now, this card will rotate out of this deck come the next rotation at the end of this month, but I feel like Karumonix hasn't had his time in Standard, hasn't really had a deck where it goes well in, and this deck is so good with Karumonix since we're focused almost entirely on Rats. So we're going to give him his time to shine just out of, I guess, respect for the potential that he didn't have because of how crazy Standard has been for, well, since he released pretty much. And with that, let's jump into the games. This is a good hand. The only downside is that we don't have blue for Vren. Play the tap land since we don't have a turn 1 play. Strategic Betrayal. Could be good, but I actually think I'm going to bin it, both for having more cards in the graveyard and because we don't know what our opponent's doing. Looks like they could definitely care about their graveyard, so maybe that was a mistake. Let's play the Marshstalker. That's the thing I'm most okay with dying. Okay. They want to trade 3-1 for 3-1. I'm okay with that. Mine comes back from the graveyard. Okay. So let's Karumonix to hopefully get a bunch of rats. 2 rats. Not bad. And we did draw the blue source, so next turn we can Vren. And then any blocking... Gosh. I swear, I don't think I've seen so much green-white or so many Sheltered Echoes in a long time. This card is kind of everywhere right now. Can I play Vren? And then block with my Marshstalker? I think Vermin and Rat, or Looter and Rat, is a better, more... It's a safer play. Yeah. And then I can Vren next turn. I'm gonna attack here. We are the aggressive deck, and they've already gained life, so... If they give this Menace or something, we're definitely still going to block it. They could be like Voltron, another Shelter by Ghosts. Okay, we really want to kill it now. Do they have a third? I swear. Okay. No, but now they have 2. So we can effectively block that. Down to 5, which is not a place you want to be. Let's... Friend. Down to 4. It's not a vermin. And I'm gonna mill myself. I guess I should have kept the Marshstalker back. I'm just gonna hit with the Looter here. Draw, discard the tapped land. I don't know. I don't really have that much to do with mana next turn, so I'll keep the Scry land. Alright, opponent. 4, 5, 6. So right now I'm taking 2. They actually don't need to buff up their creature very much to kill me. That doesn't do anything, because you already had one. I don't think they realize that. Another Honor Guard. An attack. Let me block. They do attack. So I have to block with... If I block with this, I take 4. If I block with this, I go down to 1. I have 1 Pain land. That would cut me off a blue. Friend's really the only blue card, and I have a Looter. So... But what if they have something else? If they have something else, I think I lose anyways. I can't block with all of these. Okay. So it worked out. And I get all my stuff back, which is excellent. I can't pay the ward, unfortunately, or that would be... Ooh, okay. Refill the hand. Optimistic Scavenger, okay. So we're on Trample Watch. We're gonna tap that for a colorless. We'll play that, and we'll do a Looter and a Gnawing Vermin. Looter. Exile, I guess, one of the Sheltered by Ghosts. Gnawing Vermin. Mill myself. And get rid of the other Sheltered by Ghosts. Get rid of another card. Okay. What do we attack with? Stuff we're okay with dying, or they can't be blocked. So I'm gonna hold back my big butt Karumanics. Karumanics really showing his stuff on the way out. And there's another one. Okay, let's see. Can you get trample or get on top of all my bodies? And they can't. They got overrun by the rats. Got some fun cards here. We're gonna go ahead and keep. Opponent going first. Dragon Sniper. I'm actually a big fan of this card. It takes a lot for a 1-mana card like that to be good, but Vigilance, Reach, and Death Touch at least starts to get it there. Very good card now that blocking can actually happen. Demon Wall. If it has a counter on it, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Okay, interesting. So they're gonna play something impressive next turn, probably. I think Shoreline Looter. Let's get Threshold for the Marshstalker and the Looter. The sooner we can get those 7 cards in the graveyard, the better. Ozolith. Oh, so this is +1/+1 counters, but at least as far as we've seen, no Zaz Chocobo or Bristly Bill or anything. Cut down, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Let's get Skitter down. We can use the tokens with Bone Splinters to start kind of effectively removing things without losing anything, so that's good. So next turn we can Sulphur Springs into Marshstalker, Splinter. Okay, so now it's a 5/5. We are not blocking here. We can't anyways because of Menace, but we're definitely killing that with Bone Splinters. So let's just go ahead and do that now. Or should we attack? Let's attack. If they don't block with the sniper, which they shouldn't, then I can Gnawing Vermin, Splinters, and Marstalker to clear their board. Okay, let's do the risky part first. I should have tapped the village for that, but it'll be okay. We'll just take an extra damage because we need the blue. Oh no, that's not blue. Death Touch and Indestructible. And a counter. Unbeknownst to them, the counter is what really messes with us here. Oh, we're gonna mill. Well, I will just sack Indestructible, so I'll do this one and just get River right there too. And then let's play... We could exile it. Let's do that. I think that they are not going to have that much to do. So they got one card in hand, whereas we have the Marstalker and a Bone Splinters, which we can sacrifice the token for. Ozolith, put counters over there. We don't really care because we have Bone Splinters, which we'll go ahead and do now. Sacrifice the rat, kill the wall, make another rat, exile the wall from the graveyard, hit him for 4. Okay, if they don't play anything, this Marstalker is gonna get in there. And even if they do, the Marstalker will keep coming back from the graveyard. Good combo there. This is a absolutely clutch Carumonix. I think we still would have been ahead anyways. Oh, but a draw 4 here, that cinches it. I don't think our opponent's coming back from this. Let's play the Looter, start drawing even more cards. And... no, let's just send them in. They've all got Toxic 1, so... that means our opponent's getting poison counters, and they lost their only blocker. They better have a pretty good play. Looks like they drew a land and a Dragon Sniper. So they can make it a 3/3. And make a 1/1 if they exile a creature card. But we can bring back the Marstalker, so we'll do that. And let's just go to combat. Make a rat. Everything attacks. We'll pay 3 to bring that back. So they have to block the Marstalker. And then they're taking, well, a lot of damage, and I'm drawing a card. So even if they have a board wipe, which doesn't seem like they would in this deck, I've still got this. Play the land. Alright, opponent. Pull out a miracle. Looks like they could not. They don't even want to wait for us to swing. So we don't have a 3-drop, but Feed the Cycle can be a 3-drop, so we'll keep it. We should hopefully draw a blue source. We've got a decent mix in our deck. There it is. Play our Innocuous Rat. If they kill it with a shock or something, we're okay with that. Plus then if we manifest Dread, maybe we can turn it face up this next turn for our 3. If they play a creature, we'll probably kill it. Probably with Feed the Cycle. Eidetic Memory. Interesting to play that on an empty board. Can hold up, feed the cycle at least, so whatever creature they're gonna play to try to profs onto, we can kill it. Maybe they're gonna play the Otter. Well, it has flash. Case of the Crimson Pulse. Discard a card, draw 2 cards. Can hear Jade chewing away on a bone back there. Okay, so they're going to be reanimating. I don't love that, but I can kill the Oculus and then finish off the graveyard. So let's play Vren since we plan on killing something. We've been seeing Vren show up a lot despite being only a 1-of. And frankly, there have been a lot of creature decks, so maybe Vren's better than I thought for the current meta. There are definitely matchups where Vren is just an absolute dead card. Then again, there are matchups where our removal is just dead cards, so... Steam Core Scholar. Well, we've got a target now. Maybe they're hoping to draw the land to reanimate the Oculus. They do have 1 up, but I don't really care about that. I don't think. I'm going to use my Strategic Betrayal to exile their creature and their graveyard. Can they flicker it, maybe? I don't have anything in my graveyard, so Feed the Cycle can't forage. Opponent doesn't care. Can I think of a card for 1 mana that ruins us here? No. I mean, yes, a bounce spell on Vren would have sucked there, but they can't do that, and you know, us attacking doesn't affect that. We've got so many cards in hand, but so far they haven't... Wow, I guess they didn't have anything to do. Interesting play, profs into nothing. They drew a lot of cards too. So are rats viable? Honestly, I would probably say no. Our best matchups ended up being ones where our opponents played creatures and we were able to remove them, or ones where us destroying the graveyard with Lord Skitter or Strategic Betrayal just absolutely destroyed our opponent's game plan. There were some times where using Persistent Marshstalker back from the graveyard or things like that were able to put us over the top of some opponents, just going wider and continually bringing those creatures back, but it didn't happen enough for me to justify playing this over just boring old mono black. However, the deck is a lot of fun, and if you happen to have these cards laying around from draft, they're mostly uncommons, just a couple rares in the top end, and there's always the option for us to get a couple really good rats that take it over the edge. We've got a solid base with Shoreline Looter and Wick as just really good card draw mechanisms to give this a little bit of an edge over like a traditional mono black deck. And some of that rat synergy with cards like Vren, if it really comes across in just a card or two in the next couple of sets, I could see this being a good deck and maybe we'll revisit it then. But for now, unless you really enjoy rats, I would say probably go with a different deck. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you liked this and want to see more like it, be sure to like the video, leave me a comment down below about any other decks that you want to see me try, and of course, subscribe so that you never miss an update. I upload every Saturday as often as I can, and just trying to get into the swing of it, so let me know if you have any advice or questions, comments, anything really. And I'll see you next time. Bye.